Hi, I'm Butterfly. I want to show you some of my flowers. How about these little mini roses? Aren't they pretty? This little rainbow looking thing. I think they're pretty anyway. And let's go down and look at the iris. Oh, how about this azalea here? You might want to see that.
How old is it? How long have you had it?
I've had it about 6 years. And the only reason I have it is somebody gave it to me, so I had to give it a home. Just like you rescue animals.
Well, don't you like it?
I rescue plants. I know, but it's sort of overgrown its bounds. This is a euphorbia here. And here's the azalea that it's now in its glory. Come over here and it's really pretty. The bees like it, I see. Wow. How about a look at these? Aren't those the pretty ones? Yeah. These were my overflow, and I put them here and never got around to weeding them, but
So these weren't intentional?
I just kept putting them, didn't know where to put them. And this is the wild sweet pea here that's going to take over unless I get busy and yank them. There's a big catch of them if you turn off at the Colfax from Interstate 80. I mean, it used to be. Okay, let's go down and look at these other iris. I'll take a look at this one. Everybody seems to like that deep color.
Well, do you know what the name of it is?
Nope.
Where'd you get it?
I have no idea now. And I used to have a pink one in here. The pink has turned to another color. This is my banana. I have no idea why it's doing that, but it doesn't. These are wild orchids, they call them. All this little. And I guess they're going to stay there. Because I've never gotten around. See, your purple rose is going to be pretty again, but it's not right now. But. And we got these irises from a lady that was an expert on iris. And look how pretty some of them are.
We met her delivering Meals on Wheels to her.
We delivered Meals on Wheels. She gave me that, and she gave me a whole paper on iris, the Iris Society. And anyway, we've got some pretty colors.
So how long have you had these then?
This is only third year, isn't it?
How many flowers do you think you've planted here?
And how many weeds do we have besides?
No, but how many flowers have you planted?
You wouldn't believe it. And this is that egg, what did you call it? The wild egg? What did
Fried egg poppy.
Fried egg poppy.
Matiliho poppy. Or Matalia.
Anyways, they're going to bloom in about June. And they're like, you know, native. But they come out, they're so big. They're like a big saucer, the flower is, when they bloom. This is a little stick that I planted 20 years ago. And this is it. I call it a tortured willow. You see this twisted willow? And anyway, that's what happened in 20 years.
Wow.
It's taking over.
So you killed it?
Yeah, we had to. There's a pecan tree. We came here in a gallon can. And I never get a pecan because the squirrels find them. And every once in a while they'll spit one out for me, but otherwise.
So the tree produces, it's just the squirrels beat you to it?
It has pecans. Every once in a while I find one that they drop. So I think you can buy them just as easily as try to grow them. And this is a ginkgo tree right here. See that big guy?
Was he a gallon can too?
I'm sure all of them were very big ones when I put them in. In fact, this is the first, this tree here I put on the other side of the driveway. And that's the first tree your mother made me move. 15 years ago or so. Well, there's where poor Carly is buried, the dog that got bit by the rattler. And I'm going to put the beans on there when they sprout.
What kind of beans?
The hyacinth beans, and they'll climb. I mean, I have visions of them climbing. It doesn't mean they're going to. And how about this twisted willow here, this weeping willow? Your mother found it for me once, a long time ago. But anyways, he's unique. Okay, and come and see Izzy. And I think it's survived 2 winters now. Poor old Izzy. This is all hens and chicks. And if you look at it a certain way, you see how he lays out. He does look like a lizard. His head is up there. There's his 2 arms there. And then there's his, I would call them legs. And there's his tail down in here. That's good old Izzy.
And where'd you get that idea?
Oh, I saw it once and I decided.
Where'd you see it?
I can't remember where I saw it.
Was it on Facebook or?
Probably. Anyways, I had a picture of it and somebody said it wouldn't survive the winter, and it survived 2 winters already, so. Of course, we had a mild winter, if you remember, this year.
And a hot spring.
And what?
A hot spring.
Yeah. Even in February, remember? This is a plant from grows out in the desert. Don't ask me its name right now because it escaped me. I call it a poinciana, which is a Mexican bird of paradise. And see this tiny little thing here? In case anybody needs any rosemary.
That's all rosemary?
That's all rosemary.
Except for the oak tree in the middle of it.
That's what it is.
Wow.
I mean, you need 1 sprig when you're cooking. So, and look what a giant it is. I just let it take over. I took a whole big cart of weeds out of there today, and you cannot see what I did. And here's another tree that's very pretty. It's an acacia. He bloomed yellow in January and February. It was very pretty. And I don't know if you want to take a picture of the dawn redwood that causes me all my grief. Oh, it's just coming into green now, but I get to pick up all the needles.
When did you plant that tree?
I brought it here in a 5-gallon can over 20 years ago. It was in a 5-gallon can. You see this guy? Jaggier than heck. It's borage. But see how pretty the flower itself is. It's very pretty, but I'm glad I only have 1 left. It's taking over. Now, how about this white geranium? Isn't that a pretty thing? And the geraniums usually freeze out. And this year they didn't have a chance to freeze. We didn't have the heavy frost or anything. So anyway, there's a pretty geranium, that one. I guess they're all pretty. But I can remember Phil pulling by here and he liked this one. Phil, the doctor. And now somebody gave me this, and I don't know who now. It's a succulent. Well, they have a special name, but I call them lace leaf maples, but there's another name for them, really. This whole plant, this green and white. I used to have it over there, and I picked it up, moved it, and I found there's a little one over there yet. And this plant is angel's trumpet.
That's attractive.
It's, yes. No, it is. It has
It's
big,
a stick.
It has big trumpets that are peach color when, in the summer.
Who'd you get that from?
I think Katrina keeps giving me these plants. And there's another one. There's another one. But I have to check this water, how it's running in the morning. I don't think half of of this stuff is getting what it should. And this is valerian, and it grows all over France. I remember that. Oh. And this camellia usually blooms for Valentine's Day, and then he lasts about 2 months.
How long have you had him?
I brought it here. It's in a tub. The tub has long ago exploded, and I don't know how it's growing there, but it's.
Well, it looks happy.
I wouldn't want to try to move it.
It's bigger than you.
And the dogwood up there, I started from seed. You know, the little red seed that you have in the fall. Now they've been there. I get heck from the boss here that why did I get them all together? But they were a foot tall when I put them in, so that's what happened to them. And nobody's been here to weed. So. And I found out this is where the mice like to spend the winter.
What is this called?
This is festuca grass. And I started fooling here one day, and sure enough, the mouse ran out of there. So they make their home in that. So I can't move it anyways. That's, you know, we're gonna have to leave it there. And that big rose up there is a Banks rose. That's all we have left of it. It always blooms for Easter, so. This is a rose I copped from Honey's after she was gone.
Who's Honey?
Aunt Honey. My
Your sister.
And see, this is just the start of rattlesnake grass. In another 2 weeks, it'll
All
look
those
like
will look
there'll be
like
rattles all over it. Yeah. My other daughter decided she wanted to paint one day. She has to come back and use some fresh paint, please. This one likes the sun. Regular azaleas don't like the sun.
And what kind is this?
It's Exbury, E-X-B-U-R-Y. And these are the hydrangeas, and that tree was moved last year because it didn't want sun, so we moved it into more shade.
Which tree?
The red lace leaf maple.
The maple, not the giant one behind
Yeah.
it.
No, right in up top of
What
that.
is the giant one behind it, Mother?
You mean this big thing? It's
Yeah.
pussy willows, kids. That's where you get
Those
it.
are pussy willows?
It's bigger than your house.
I put in a stick when I came here
How long ago was that?
20 years ago, and that's what happened to it. So every year I have him saw one big stick down. And then I pick all the pussy willows off of it and give them to everybody. Some people see me coming and they say, no, no, but that's okay.
You keep coming.
It was about 4 inches tall when I put it in there, about 10 years ago.
Do you know what tree on the planet that you planted is the tallest right now?
Oh, but probably that pecan. Looks so tall. That or the Dawn redwood.
What about the trees in
Weimar,
or down in Dixon?
you planted those beefwood trees.
Oh yeah, I planted
Along
the whole
Midway
row.
Road.
We got them from the Davis Nursery, UC Davis Nursery.
And where did you plant them?
We made a road, divided our property. We like
But where? What road?
Midway Road, which is where the VA hospital is now, or the
It's not a hospital.
cemetery.
It's a cemetery.
How tall do you think they are?
Take a look at this. Oh, they're probably 40 foot tall.
No, they're bigger than that. I've seen them.
Well, if you say so. But aren't those beautiful? I think they are anyway. We used to have white alyssum in there, and it looked like soap suds. Well, the succulents took over. But when the white alyssum was blooming, it's what it looked like. It looked like soapy. Now come and take a look at Sally Sue's beautiful
Lead the way.
dogwood. One's prettier than the next. And we've only moved this tree 3 times. We decided it's not going to get moved anymore. We had to find a spot for it. But isn't that a gorgeous one? And that's truly the lace leaf.
You also did surgery on this one.
Yes, well, I had the borers get in it. And take a look behind you, Sally Sue. That's Double Delight, that rose. And the reason it's called Double Delight, it smells so pretty. They've almost taken the smell out of roses while they're fixing them up. And this one is so pretty, so it's a double, not just one D-late, it's a double D-late. Now this is, we just call it red oxalis. The name is really Oxalis triangulata. It's like triangles, each little thing, or it looks like little butterflies. And it comes.
And what are these?
It comes back.
What are these?
And tell me in a second here.
Spider lilies.
Spider lilies that come up, they bloom about September or October. Just gorgeous. I think you need to divide about half of those out of there. And this is called an nebutulon. And it'll bloom orange. I'm looking. You don't happen to have one right?
Just above.
Yeah,
right
there's
there.
one right there too, yeah.
Right here.
Okay. I like those, yeah. And look how pretty these are. The white dogwood. When they first started, I didn't think they looked pretty. Remember that? And now. And these are columbines. There's some going down there and some further there. Here's another lace leaf. Child. We didn't move this one as many times as we did the green one, huh? And in time, probably another month, Sally Sue, huh? On this. Yep. This plant is from Hawaii. It grows on the Parker Ranch here. Look at all the seeds.
What's it called?
Say it, Sally Sue.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Brunfelsia. Did I do okay?
What did you say the real name was? Opie?
Brunfelsia.
Yeah. Look at that. Unhappy stick living there. The tree's just... But anyways, it's going to bloom and it just smells to high heaven.
Good smell or bad smell?
Good smell. Pretty. And these, some people call them Lenten rose, Christmas rose. And what's the other name, Sally Sue? Hellebores. Hellebores. It's a hell of a name. Hellebores. But the flowers look, they're always hanging down. But
I don't get them. Yeah, you have to lay down on your back.
they are
appreciate
quite
the
pretty.
flowers.
But, and right here is a thing that it grows. We find it when we used to hike, and that's called maidenhair fern. And the ginkgo tree is called a maidenhair tree because they have the same kind of leaf. And look at this. I put your earrings on that are the ginkgo
leaves.
Anyways, hydrangeas, it's too early. They don't bloom until Father's Day. So, and we missed the daphnes, which were just gorgeous this year. Now that's sitting in a tub too. But isn't that gorgeous? And this is an iris. The flower is just an orchid color. The flower isn't much, but I just love those stems. They're so pretty. And these are coral bells. And here's another one that started just from seed.
Another what?
Dogwood. And we were told that they like to be in the shade, so that's why I put that there years ago, in the shade of the plum tree. These are just getting started. This rose is fabulous. Some people call it Joseph's coat. Take a look at it right here, close. Pretty orange, but just loaded with buds.
And aphids.
And this one is called bubblegum, that rose.
And what's right in front of it?
And this is Mexican primrose. Some people like it, some don't. And I happen to like it. It's the first flower when I came to California that I had a kid 10 months old, and I sit her down, and, you know, in the background, down around Van Nuys, California.
You sat her down there. Why?
To take a picture with those pretty flowers.
Did you have color film?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it was days before, but I'm not sure now. It's when you had to take the film in and wait a week. And now, do you remember the name of this? This tall stuff?
If I think long enough.
It's Elegia. I think of Olivia.
I can stop thinking.
Anyway, it's from Africa. And we were afraid that it would spread all over, so we put it only in pots. I don't know what, there's nothing pretty about it, but anyway. We bought one and we have 3 now, huh? And we divided. And look at the forget-me-nots. They, see what I'm talking about, Alyssa, how it looked like soap up in the sink there. This is all forget-me-nots. The blues.
There's a lot of bees on the forget-me-nots.
Oh, good. There. And then they get nothing but burrs. And they get in everything. The seeds do. Yeah, we're sort of in a forest of California poppies. Yeah, this was once a beautiful oak tree.
What happened to it?
It then died, I think. Anyway, there's a new one gonna replace it in another 30 or 40 years.
I named it
Do
Charlie
you think
Brown.
this one was a couple 100 years old? By the size of it, yeah. Thanks for letting me show you the garden. Now, of course, we don't see some of them. You know, they won't bloom yet, the hydrangeas and stuff. But I think there's plenty here to tickle your fancy.